One. Hello everyone, this is Dexter Devil 21, and we're having a Tote Talk. Today we're here with Professor Metal and Brandon Big Ham. And Big Ham, I believe that you had the topic of conversation for this Tote Talk.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, the topic is cannibalism. Not really, the topic's not cannibalism. The topic the topic is about how strong duct tape can be. Okay.
So back to cannibalism, the interesting topic. Do you think we should ever do one of these just discussing my fetish about cannibalism?
Oh, listen, it's not about cannibalism or duct tape. It's about one day there's gonna be too many people in the world, and then we're not gonna be able to eat meat. Eating meat is gonna be a luxury topic. That's gonna be in like a whole bunch of years, though, like decades, a whole bunch of them.
Professor, what do you think of this? Professor? I have a feeling Professor left, so, Big Hand, looks like this is going to be a one-on-one talk till Professor gets back. So, back to cannibalism.
Okay, back to cannibalism.
The big question is it wrong? Because I don't see much problem with it as long as they're alive.
Okay. This is one thing. The thing about cannibalism, I hate cannibalism if we're not in apocalyptic state to where we don't have to do cannibalism, don't do cannibalism. It's stupid. Why would you eat another person?
Okay, well, what if that it's like from like that Walking Dead thing where they were like eating the dude's friends, like legs.
When which Walking Dead is this in episode
like the game? The game.
I know the game. Which episode is this? Frenzo?
Fresno.
Fresno.
Okay. That's pretty much Professor saying that he hopes we all die in hell.
What? I'm saying cannibalism is bad.
Or maybe he hopes that I die. I don't know. I think that, like, cannibalism's a touchy subject, because when he was little, he overheard his, like, mom asking his dad, dad to eat her. I don't know. It got misconstrued. I think Big Ham here has a psychiatric dysfunction where eating people is wrong in his eyes, so he's not like us. He doesn't really get the whole tastiness of another human.
Okay.
So,
listen. If I was to give you a live baby right now, would you cook him and eat him?
Depends. How big is he?
No. How big is he? He's like my friend, he's like a 10-pound baby. Brand new. No, listen. He's a newborn baby. Just now was born, like 2 minutes ago, and he's like 12 pounds.
Ugh, I mean, you'd have to clean all that cook off. It's kind of disgusting.
He's a 12-year-old boy that is tied up, and you have to take a bite out of his arm and his side or something. Would you do it?
Well, I mean, that again depends upon the situation. I personally would appreciate like a bib, a carving knife, and I mean just it really is a whole situation that is getting blown way out of proportion. It's just eating people.
Eating people is the only way I would ever eat a person is if somebody was to hold me down and made me eat them. If the world was in an apocalyptic state, like apocalyptic. I don't know how to say the word, but apocalypse, and like, it was like Fallout, New Vegas, where a new kid and you didn't have that much meat or food and you had to eat a person. That's the
Oh,
only way I would ever eat a person. But they would be thoroughly cooked and they would have to be already dead. They would have to die. I would have to see them get shot. And then I'd be like, oh, now I can. I wouldn't shoot him.
okay, that's good enough. Now let's get on to the real topic that I've prepared for Tote Talk today, and
Okay.
this is the legalization of marijuana in the United States.
Listen, this is what me and my friends were talking about. If you could smoke like a joint each day, legalism, like legally, the world would be so much like non-fighty. It'd be so much. There'd be way much more peace if everybody in the world smoked like one joint a day and it was legal. The
Yeah,
world.
You aren't, like, fucking at any science academies giving speeches, is you, Big Ham?
Yep.
well, Professor, since you've been the least talkative so far, how about you take point on, in your opinion, do you think marijuana should be legalized in the United States? Why or why not?
By all intents and purposes, marijuana is already legal due to our Constitution making it forbidden for someone to... It's required by the Constitution that if you need a substance, it has to be accessible to you. There are
Yeah.
just guidelines on whether or not you can get it.
Well, do you think you should be able to just go to, like, the drugstore and where they have, like, cigarettes, you can be able to buy a pack of, like, weed?
You can already do that.
Yeah. Like it's legal in California and Colorado, something like that.
Seriously?
For all intents and purposes,
Yep.
I literally can just go into my backyard and grab some
Listen,
because
I'm
it's all
from New
over
York,
campus.
and I'm white, so I don't
Handsome.
have any of those drug dealer hookups, so I'm, like, without pot. It makes me all sad.
Well, world,
I can go to my
you
brother.
have prescription grade pills. Pot wouldn't do shit for you.
What do you mean?
Pills that get you high, which you don't need. Weed is supposed to make you relax, but your pills are to make you relax, so you don't need weed.
No, I don't have pills to make me relax. I have pills to get rid of pain. There's a difference.
Yes,
They
but can
get
you
you
relax while you're
high.
in pain?
Yes, it makes
Yeah.
you relax. See, you're in pain, and if you take the pills, you relax.
No, I
Point
want...
taken. Point proven.
Okay, as we can see, this topic is getting, nowhere. On to the next topic. Okay, so, do you think they should allow fully automatic assault rifles to be
No.
purchased
No,
at, like, any gun store?
they
You
should
can.
make. They should make like M16s and stuff, but it's not legal though, Professor.
You can buy an LMG down the street at my place.
Well, I mean, like, in New York, just go to, like, a gun store and be like, I'll take one, like, M16, please, and an AK-47. Like, I don't mean...
That's because in New York, one misfire is probably going to hit like 30 people.
No, because,
Li-
like...
Listen, if it'd be alright if you had all those guns, but they would all have to be like semi-automatic for it to be legal. Only
Yeah, they
Marine
do.
people.
Yeah.
I know.
Like, but what you can do is over, like, websites that are, illegal, you can purchase trigger mechanisms that you can just rebuild the gun kind of and make it fully auto instantly.
Or you could I could go down the street right now to a gun store and buy I forgot what that gun was called.
They
It's like
have all the guns available if you just get the paperwork.
Yeah.
Yep. Need gun paperwork. Like my friend's dad doesn't have paperwork. He's been
You
jail.
can get a gun license, and then you can purchase most guns, and then if you get a concealed gun license, you can get more guns, and if you take a psychological evaluation with the United States Military Corps, you can get even more guns.
Okay, now here is my, final topic that I want to talk about during this Tote Talk.
Why do you're always against me and Professor for some reason?
Because you have to have someone who's against it, or else it's a boring tote talk.
True.
Well, I actually don't even try to be against it, it's just how I am. But, anyway, so, the final thing that I want to say or talk about is the shooting during the Dark Knight film.
Oh, that's why I said Colorado, because I was thinking of
Yeah.
that.
So, for those of you that don't know, and that's probably
Everyone knows, world. Everyone
Everyone.
knows. They've
no,
all heard it.
no, well, I'm just gonna recap to set the stage. So,
You only have like 4 subscribers, and they all know.
nope. So, in Colorado a few days ago, a man went into
The
a
the
shut
Oh,
the
yeah.
midnight
Huge.
showing,
shut
the
the
midnight
sh-
showing of the
shut
Dark
shut
Knight.
shut the fuck up.
Okay.
You know we sound like a bunch of fucking 2-year-olds, right? Just because of you? You're fucking 2, man. You laugh like Mario.
Yahoo! Okay,
But you don't Yahoo like Mario.
here we go.
We're going back to Dark Knight
You can't
Rises.
talk like... No, we
Okay.
are not. We are
Yes,
not going back
yes,
to Dark Knight Rises.
I don't care, Professor. I'm hijacking the conversation
Who
once
has seen?
again.
Who has seen the movie? Because I haven't. Don't.
I don't care. It's a bad
I have it
movie.
on DVD behind me.
Oh god, I know someone's gonna unsubscribe because I just said that.
Okay, so World here, Worldy Boy, has quite literally never watched Lucky Star.
Let's look. I'm not gonna say it.
Half the
Okay.
internet just left, by the way.
So, good. Now, anyway, we don't need those punks. They're not even cool.
Those guys made the internet. Anyway.
Anyway, so a man went into a Dark Knight Rises showing at midnight. The midnight showing in Colorado. Apparently, during some point of the movie, he received a phone call and exited
At the
out
beginning, before it actually started, everyone was still going into the theater.
Oh wow, you have watched a lot on it.
I have two.
I was
And it was like a certain scene.
Yeah,
Okay,
and then,
go.
So he got the phone call, and he exited the theater. Then he came back in with a gas mask on, all black clothing, like reddish orange hair, and 4 weapons. A military.
Yeah, he put on the hair. You know they caught him, right?
Yeah.
And you know that, like, half of his guns were already hidden in the building when he went in, right?
So he had.
And you at least know what guns he went in with, right?
Oh yeah, an M4 assault rifle, combat shotgun, G17, and it was another pistol. Was it like just 2 CG17s?
I think so.
Yeah, I thought so too. Like, so anyway, he had those 4 guns, and then he had a drum magazine on his assault rifle. So he
If
pretty
you're
much,
gonna murder that many people, you ain't got no time to reload.
yeah. So then he started shooting, and it was 12 dead, 71 injured total. And so, that kind of sucked, I guess. And he was screaming, "I am the Joker." So,
I don't think he ever screamed that.
He was,
No.
actually.
That's unconfirmed.
Okay, he called himself the Joker. That's the whole reason that he put the orange, hair on. That was confirmed. I've seen it on many different news shows.
Okay, you watch TV, which is basically a bunch of retards who basically, like, balance balls on their noses and make otter noises.
Okay, so what's your opinion on the man that shot all those people? Professor, what's your opinion on him?
Mental health issue.
Yeah, he watched too much Batman. And he thought he was the Joker. And he started shooting people. He thought some dude probably went in there with the Batman costume. You know they did. And he thought he was the Joker, so he thought he had to kill Batman. Mental issue.
So, what you're saying is that you personally know this man, and you're the one that called him.
No. I don't want SWAT team to come to my house in 2.5 seconds. And
Okay.
they shoot.
Well, did you guys hear what he did for, as a job?
What? No, I didn't.
He was a neuroscientist.
What's
Uh-huh.
that?
He studies
He
the
works with-
human brain and,
Oh. That's fun.
Yeah, uh-huh.
and
So,
he does, he does, if I'm correct, neuroscientist is kind of, like a scientific psychiatry, almost. Like,
No,
well, not he does. He isn't a psychiatrist, but he like knows the things that they do, sort of.
it's kind of.
Yeah, it's like
It occasionally becomes slightly relevant, but for the
He for-
most part, he just scans brains and asks people questions while they're in MRIs.
yeah, so,
I actually saw him on Discovery once, I think.
yeah, he seemed like a nice guy. I mean, aside from the shooting, he seemed like a rather nice guy.
You just swap.
Although
swap-
neuroscientists are known to be a lot less stable, because the idea is most people seek out neuroscience when they realize they got problems in their head and they want to figure out what the fuck it is. Yeah, hold the papers. Okay, good. Okay. Put them in my file.
Okay, so, while Professor gets a cyber blowjob from his cyber secretary in his cyber house that holds his cyber brain.
Well, I would love a cyber brain, but sadly we haven't had one that didn't kill people yet.
You mean there was a cyber brain that killed people?
Yeah.
Well, they tried to put someone's brain into a cyber brain case, and then they were dead.
They were dead before it could get back in their head.
Yeah.
Wow.
It probably works if, like, it was a helmet.
Actually, you kind of gotta have connections to the brains. If they really wanted to be a helmet, they'd have to sit there while you were, like, out cold drilling holes in your head, and then shoving shit in the holes, and then reconnecting that part of the helmet. Take hours. It's actually easier to rip out the entire brain.
You know they figured out a way to kill people and bring them back to life.
They've had that since 1967.
Okay. What is?
How does it
what
work?
is-
Because I've never heard of this.
Okay, so Morgan Freeman hosted the show. I didn't know what it was called because I forgot. And it was just Morgan Freeman hosting, and it's basically they freeze people until people's heart stops, but like all their organs and stuff is still it's frozen. So he's not dead. He's dead, but all of his body is still intact. And then they unfreeze him and like heat him up, and his heart starts beating again, and he's alive again. So basically, they just killed a man and brought him back to life. They freeze him to like negative, like sub-zero temperatures where he's like in a ice block, like caveman style, and then they melt the ice block in super
To avoid
heat.
losing the interesting part of our audience, let's stop there with the science talk. Now,
World started talking. I'm sorry. It got so
Oh.
boring.
fuck you.
Sad thing is, I actually watch like all that shit all the time. I'm
You
a
guys
huge
gotta realize.
science-
Wait, Professor, who's that one dude that's like paralyzed, but he's like super smart or something?
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking.
Yeah. Fuck
The only
Stephen
person who has
Hawking.
ever kind of dubbed the world's next Einstein.
Fuck Einstein. Fuck Stephen Hawking. Fuck Morgan Freeman. It's all
Fuck
about.
you, fuck you, fuck you, and fuck you.
It's all about Bill Nye the Science Guy.
It's all about Bill Nye the Science Guy.
I went there once. He nearly caught my hair on fire. That guy's an asshole.
My nickname used to be Bill Nye in science class. I was the best science class person. I got 100 in that class, and I was in advanced science.
I am in theoretical physics, particle physics, and every other scientific discipline I can get any text on.
Well, you see, Einstein and Stephen Hawking and Morgan Freeman may be able to, like...
Morgan Freeman isn't a physicist. He's just interested in science, so he narrates their shows for him.
Yeah, well, fuck
He
him
gets
too.
money.
It's all about Bill Nye the Science Guy. Don't you guys get it?
Bill Nye, the science guy,
He's cool and all. He's cool and
burned
all.
in Fresno.
But don't you get? I don't understand how you guys are just like, he's not cool.
He's cool, but freaking Einstein's way better than him, like 3 times.
No,
Dude, I saw Einstein's brain. It would have fucking whooped his ass if they had put it in the room with Bill Nye, the science guy.
Einstein may have, like, a bunch of swagger, but Bill Nye's just smarter.
Okay.
Bill Nye the Science Guy is not smarter than Einstein. Einstein has so Bill Nye has a whole bunch of swag because he has his own TV show and crap. But he taught like little kids how
Yes.
to do science.
Okay, let me put it this
This
way.
is
You
like
think-
little kid science.
Do you think Einstein had the skill to teach little kids?
You have 20 seconds to end this conversation before I leave.
And on that note, thank you for watching today's Tote Talk, everyone. And I hope everyone has a nice day and remembers the founding fathers of our country, Eminem, Bill Nye the Science Guy,
Shut up! I'm leaving.
Chainsaw?
and Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay. Thanks for watching!